Well, Kath, time now to head down an old Indian trail in North Gore.
That sounds great.
It's a land of carving and friendship and fun. No one knows exactly why it happened. Maybe it was the beauty all around them, the serenity that came with Holsteins grazing nearby. Or perhaps it was just a feeling.
What a beautiful day.
Whatever it was, changed Keith and Linda Taylor's life. Years ago, they started down one road and ended up following another. An old Indian trail in North Gore that would lead them home.
We came here in 1981. My father had owned the place. He built the place in 1974. And actually we were on our way out to BC, and my wife and I and the kids, and we stopped in here it was in November. And my dad convinced me to stay the winter, so we never left.
It was a big decision, but for Keith and I, it never seemed to bother either one of us to make a change in our life. I do believe we're both positive in life, and yes, I think if you think along that line, I do believe things will happen, and they'll happen in a good way.
Good things did happen for the Taylors. Keith, a retired policeman, started carving breathtaking wooden carousel horses, inviting others into their cramped garage to learn the art of shaping them too.
Well, we rounded up a couple of people, said they were interested in learning how to carve, and I didn't know if I could teach or not, but I had the encouragement of Linda, and we rolled with that, and it seemed to work. And it's just as we started off with a very small table, and there was 3 or 4 of us around bumping knees and everything else, and we soon progressed. I had to build a big 8-foot table, and we filled that.
Today the workspace and carving curriculum have expanded. They still shape wood and the odd horse, but another medium has captured the hearts and imaginations of both members of the Taylor household.
I was doing wood, and I was teaching people how to carve, and a senior citizen had willed me some soapstone, and it sat in the shop, and it used to be kind of an object of people were laughing at me, when are you going to get at the soapstone, when are you going to get at the soapstone? So I picked it up one day and carved a piece, and of course people were watching, and gee, that seems kind of interesting, and after I finished a couple of pieces, other people seemed to be interested in it too, and one thing led to another, and we're into it big now.
When I started carving, Keith already had, I think, maybe 10 years experience at it. And I used to look at his carvings and admire them, and always wish that I could do that type of thing. So I decided to take a course from him, and that was in wood, so I did take a few courses in different things. But when it came to the stone, that's what I fell in love with.
Keith strives for realism in his carvings: birds, fish, all varieties of wildlife.
It was a wonderful medium. When you're carving it, it's soft, the soapstone itself. I also have alabaster and serpentine. They're a harder stone, but the soapstone itself is the beautiful part about that is when you finish it. It's the colors. You don't know what you're going to get until you actually start sanding and put the final wax on it, and that's when the colors come out. And you can get anything from blues to greens to black, anything.
Linda prefers a more abstract approach, with many of her pieces reflecting the spirit of bears.
I always loved bears, and I think bears to me make you happy when you look at them. If you really watch them playing, like the mother bear playing with the baby bears, and I like the look of them, and I think that's why I chose bears to do.
And just as Keith helped awaken Linda's artist within, he now does the same for others.
What you've done here is good, but what we got to do is just take that toe in more.
Indian Trail Carvings offers classes, lessons in wood and soapstone, where you can work on a piece of your own. Kids, adults, beginners, and experts are all welcome here.
They come, and if they've never carved before, the soapstone is a good way to start. They can buy a preformed blank, and they just start, like, say, a wolf, and we'll help them along. It's 3 hours, and they'll come, and they'll soon learn how to, whether it's for them or not, and they'll learn how to carve. The tools are very simple, small rifflers and files, and you're a soapstone carver.
And they will leave with a finished piece?
They will. Guaranteed they'll leave with something that their friends and family will say, "You carved that?" "No, you didn't." "Yes."
Okay, Sylvia, I think these webbed feet here, I think if we were to go back a little bit more and round them over. See the bar.
Some of these adults that are producing stuff here are producing wonderful, intricate pieces of art. It's amazing what they do, and they do that after 3 or 4 pieces. They will be producing stuff that's knock your socks off.
I saw the advertising on Keith's car. I was following him one day, and I always wanted to learn how to carve. So I called him on my cell phone while he was driving.
What is it you like about it, Deb?
For me, it's a getaway. The place here is so serene. And when I come here, I get away from everything. I get away from my kids, I get away from my work, and I get to create something, and I walk away feeling really good.
I was looking for something to do, and I've been hooked ever since. You come here, it's peaceful, you do your own thing. As Debbie said, Keith is great. You know, he'll guide you, make some suggestions, but he lets you explore and create your own pieces.
Because we still have to take under his chin. So if you do that, you should be all right.
It's been a dream about carving for as long as I can remember, but I just didn't know how to go about it. But with the right person and the right information, anything's possible. So anyhow, I didn't really know I would take to it, and I soon, of course, once I tried it, I loved it.
I live about 3 blocks away and noticed the teepee and the sign, and I've always wanted to sculpt. And I just came in one day and saw what they had and what they could do and started. Just like that. I'm the newest member. I've only been here 6 months.
And how are you finding it?
Love it. Always wanted to do it. Always wanted to do it. Yeah, it's fabulous. It's really nice because when you're finished your piece, when you finish the actual carving and you get down to polishing it, it turns into a whole different piece. It's almost a magical thing. It turns into a whole different piece than what you thought it was going to be.
Keith had a block of soapstone on the floor in here for a number of years. He kept saying, "I must do something with that." Finally he did. And we all kind of watched and thought, well, you know, that could be fun, and that's how we started. Then you get into it and you can't stop.
I don't profess to call myself a carver, but I enjoy the people around here. I enjoy coming out every Thursday. Keith provides donuts. Gary provides good company. So it's a fun time.
And I imagine the people surrounding you here give you nothing but encouragement, kind comments, and lots of support.
Oh, of course, especially Brian here to my side here. Like, he's full of support there, you know. He's one of these guys, you know, hugs and kisses and all that sort of stuff.
A lot of it is the camaraderie, the feeling of getting something done. That you know, you can go out and buy a gift for a relative or a child, your son or daughter, but if you make it with your own hands, it gives you some an inner pride, satisfaction that the job is done by you, and hopefully maybe 2-3 generations down, it's still being passed on.
I'm retired, but I was a wildlife biologist, so that's one of the things when I started carving, I really wanted to carve animals I was familiar with. So I worked mostly with birds, and so I wanted to see, can you bring a bird out of the rock? And I've looked at so many birds, it was kind of natural for me. I know where the bill attaches on, and I got a rough idea where the eyes are, and that sort of thing. So it's fun to put it into action with a carving.
It's just a great get-together talking to all the guys, and I'm going to be here for years and years down the road. I haven't tackled anything too hard yet, but I'm going to do a nice polar bear one of these years. So I really love it.
Did you ever imagine that there'd be this sort of evolution in your life to a point where you were carving soapstone and teaching people?
No, not really, but we sort of go with the flow. It's life pushes you here, it pushes you there. We'll just accept it and make the best we can. We're awful excited, and we get lots of support and lots of interest, and we're going to carry on. I have a wonderful wife, I have family, my kids, my grandkids, and I have my health. So what more could a man ask for?
What a fantastic group. You know, I think we all need to be reminded that we can learn something new, and what a bonus to make new friends in the process.
Isn't it great to see people reinvent themselves and have so much fun? Keith and Linda, thanks so much for opening your doors and your hearts to carvers from around the region.